So that is action from the Johannesburg Magistrates Court, where former Social Development Minister Dlamini is on trial for perjury. At the moment, the state is asking the judge to postpone the case. They're asking for a postponement until February because they say they're not able to get their witnesses ready. They had one witness who was in court yesterday, but they said they hadn't had a chance to prepare the witness. And now that they have had a chance to prepare the witness, they feel the witness is not suitable. The other witness needs to be brought in from KZN, and they say they haven't managed to arrange that. So while that is going on, and while the defense attorneys are trying to convince the judge that this is unacceptable behavior from the state, we're going to speak to a lawyer to find out what the significance of this perjury case is, why we should care about it. We're joined by legal expert Ulrich Roux. Ulrich, thanks a lot for your time. Perjury, how often do we see that in our courts, and is it normally successfully prosecuted?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Yes, well, perjury is a common law offence, and it is defined as the intentional and unlawful making of a statement or an affidavit under oath, and for the statement then to be proven to not have been the truth, and that there is irrefutable evidence to show that the person, when they made the statement or the affidavit under oath, that they knew that it was not the truth, and that they proceeded to make that statement nonetheless. It is, I wouldn't say that it is a prevalent offence in our courts, but it is definitely defined as an offence, and it carries a hefty fine or imprisonment if a person is convicted of such an offence. So definitely not to be taken lightly.
Ulrich, what would the significance of this particular perjury case be? It's a former minister, president of the ANC Women's League. What's the significance?
Well, I think it is very significant. Remember that it pertains to the statements that Dlamini made under oath in 2017 with the SASSA grants debacle. And it was actually the Director of Public Prosecutions, Ulrich Roux, who pursued the charge of perjury against her. She was, as you say, at the time, the Minister of Social Development. She was seen as a key person, obviously, in the President's cabinet, and she was in charge of ensuring that these people who were entitled to grants, for them to receive it. There was a dire situation where these people could not receive their grants, and upon investigation, it was proven that she had lied under oath, so severely detrimental effect that it could have on her. Especially given the fact that she was a minister at the time, and the court would definitely see that as an aggravating circumstance should she be convicted of the offence of perjury, in that she was in such a position of trust, and that she abused and misused that position by making an affidavit and a statement under oath during that inquiry.
Ulrich, you're saying it was proven that she lied under oath, but it seems like the state doesn't have its ducks in a row. Jacob Sirope is there saying we don't have our witnesses ready. Quite an embarrassment for the state. Is this something we see often, and why does it seem like they're having such difficulty getting their ducks in a row?
Yes, obviously meant that she allegedly made a statement under oath that turned out to be perjurious. It must obviously still be proven in a court of law, and it must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. But certainly at this stage, the affidavit deposed by Ulrich Roux, is a serious one, and it does, on the face of it, seem as if she definitely has a case to answer to. The matter was postponed for trial to yesterday. The state then sought to postpone it to today in order to get their house in order, and in order to brief their witnesses and prepare the witnesses to testify. And yes, it is unfortunate that the state is not ready to proceed at this stage. Any accused person before court has a right in terms of our Constitution to a fair and a speedy trial. And should the court find that that right is being infringed upon, then the matter could be struck from the court's roll. So it is unfortunate that the State's house is not in order. They had ample opportunity to brief those witnesses and to ensure that the witnesses are prepared for trial. And one would have to wait and see what the magistrate finds today, whether the accused right has been infringed upon or not. If the magistrate finds that it has severely been infringed upon, then the matter would most likely be struck from the roll. Alternatively, we could see a final postponement until February next year for the state to get their house in order and then to proceed on that date.
All right. Well, Ulrich, the magistrate, Betty Kumalo, is speaking right now, so let's listen in to what she has to say.